Steph, obviously it was a first half that you're not used to, scoring 0 points. Going into the locker room, what was your mindset, and what did Steve Kerr tell you guys at the half?
I mean, all things considered, Clay kept us afloat in the first half. The way he played was 21 and just hitting some big shots to kill their momentum. I was in foul trouble, obviously, and couldn't really get a feel or become assertive, just worrying about that. And at halftime, we're tied, and I had 0 points. Like, you got to like that situation. And knew, obviously, it was going to be a hard-fought game down the stretch with everything on the line. And our defense really carried us in the second half to allow, that offensive rhythm to start to pick up. And, we've been in situations like these before and really dug deep in that experience to, keep our composure, stay solid, and close out the series. So damn proud of our team for sure.
Steph, on your left. Steve talked earlier about the genesis of you and his relationship and how, when he first started coaching you, you kind of reminded him of Manu Ginobili and kind of the push-pull of kind of, aggravation but also elation and excitement. Can you talk about how you guys' relationship has grown over the years and how much confidence it gives you to know that you go down and have 0 points and you're able to, he gives you that cushion to come back and show what you're worth?
I mean, it's been a great ride, with him leading our team and his consistency in terms of messaging and trying to just keep the right perspective for us with the championship aspirations we've had every year, and he keeps it real with us. There's a moment tonight where I had my second foul after I fouled James on the three, and I saw on the board he had put Quinn in, and obviously I had a reaction to that. I walk into the huddle, and he keeps it real. He's like, how can I trust you to not get your third when you know how big this game is right now, and you put yourself in a situation, in a predicament to get your second foul. So I got to make a decision, put Quinn in. Quinn was ready. Obviously I didn't like it, but we have a strong relationship where he knows I'm not going to lose confidence in that moment, and whenever I get back on the floor, hopefully good things will happen. And that's obviously built over time, and it just him and his entire staff, it's just a great vibe, and they bring the best out of us, and that's why we are who we are.
Monty Poole in BC Sports Bay Area. Stephen, how do you explain the first half and the second half? I mean, we saw it unfold and develop, but in your mind, what's going on in the first half and what's going on in the second half as you're doing these things?
I mean, the first half is literally just stop fouling, because you get two within the first 5-6 minutes and understand how they are going to adjust their defense to try to take me out in pick and roll situations and trapping and all that type of stuff. There's a normal kind of flow for me to get involved in the game, that scoring. But when you get distracted by fouls and you're on the bench just watching, it's tough. Again, I knew it 48-minute game. There's going to be a moment I could really turn it on, and second half just try to not pick up a fourth early, and then a couple shots go down, start to see the floor a little bit, understand what they're doing differently defensively, and then the floodgates open. So this stage in terms of how this game was huge. I've had games like this, maybe not as drastic, with 0-33, but where things weren't going your way and you start to just figure it out, but I'm glad it obviously happened.
Steph, all the way to your left, Valencia King, Real Talk Sports. Does a game like tonight really exemplify the motto, strength in numbers, the way you guys were able to lean into Quinn and Bell?
For sure. We talked about that after KD went down, like who's going to help, fill those minutes, and again, that kind of goes back to Coach Kerr in terms of keeping it real with everybody on the bench. You don't know when your number is going to be called, whether it's from game 1 through 82 or in the playoffs, and we have guys that work hard. They take care of their bodies. They, stay sharp with their skill sets, and understanding that moments like tonight is where it all pays off. And we celebrate those guys for being ready. I told Quinn, when I was on the bench in the first half, I just looked the look in. He didn't make any shots in the first half, but just the look in his eye, like he knew he was ready for that moment, and that's contagious. That confidence and that energy. So JB as well. He made a bunch of huge plays on both ends of the floor, and we needed every bit of it.
Steph, Mark Medina, Bay Area News Group. What does it take to get a road win in 21 consecutive playoff series?
It's crazy. I don't really know the common thread more than just belief and chemistry and just composure. No matter how a game goes, it's a 48-minute game, and we understand what we're capable of and who we are and what our identity is on both ends of the floor. And tonight, really, I guess you break down how tonight went. That embodies, everything, really. So, pretty special night in terms of, closing out this series on the road and keeping that streak intact.
And regarding Clay having a Clay game, what's his mentality like in those games?
It's like he's in the park, just putting up shots on a little chain link net or something, just, enjoying playing basketball. And his personality and his perspective on life really makes him different in these moments. 'Cause I don't know if he really even feels pressure. He's just out there hooping. The shots he was taking in the first half, understanding the situation, confidence to knock him down was huge for us. So, we don't win this game tonight without, everybody on the court, but especially Clay in that first half to give us life and give us a reason to, be in it in the second half.
Steph, on your left, Nick Friedel, ESPN. What's it like for you guys to win this game in this moment and still know that Kevin is going to come back at some point in the next series?
I mean, it's huge. We had an opportunity to – it's kind of weird saying prove a lot of people wrong, knowing what we've accomplished, but it's a lot of talk in the last 24, 48 hours about, what we should and should not do in this series with K out. But I talked about it a lot. K has been unbelievable in this playoff run. We don't get to a Game 6 opportunity to close it out without, him playing unbelievable, spectacular basketball and carrying us for these first 11 games. And the least we could do is come in here, get a win, stretch, get some rest before the Western Conference Finals, and give him an opportunity to get healthy and go chase another championship. So special. I know he's back at home celebrating, and can't wait to get back and prepare for next series.
Steph, you win the game, everything comes out great. You have 33 in the second half, but how bad were you in the first half?
That's a great question. I was pretty terrible. Obviously didn't make a shot, was fouling. I think the only thing I did well was not turn the ball over for the 12 minutes I was out there on the floor. So I find a positive in everything.
Mr. Curry, last time you were here, you were saying that you had listened to the chatter the last 48 hours and what people have been saying about you. What do you think they're going to say now with the performance that you had in the second half?
That I get to play in the Western Conference Finals in 2019. So our story's crazy. It's been like that for the last 5 years, and it's going to continue to be until it's over. So, again, I got to say, I try to stay even keel. Like after Game 3, hearing the chatter, hearing how poorly I was playing, this and that. A night like tonight doesn't happen without belief in myself, one, understanding my purpose, being able to play in these type of games, and the people I have around me pouring some positivity and great energy into me and keeping my perspective straight on. It's just basketball. It's a game I've played since I was 2 years old, so take the good with the bad, and you just play and have fun doing what you get to do.
Last two. Marcus over there, left-hand side.
Two questions for you, Steph. One, why'd you go back to the Curry ones from 2015? And two, like in the game like this, like how big is Draymond and just like the energy and spirit he brings?
He's unbelievable, man. There's no true way to gauge his impact besides us winning in terms of what he brings every night. Timely plays, like you say. He's vocal in the locker room, on the bench, on the floor. He's demonstrative. He gives us, that belief that no matter how a game's going, we're still in it. And he's a jack of all trades, obviously. Every possession he's doing something different. And it's just unbelievable to watch the energy that he puts out on the floor and the challenges he takes for us. So he's a true champion. He's a dog. You want to go to war with a guy like that every single night. What was the other question?
Curry shoes.
Oh, I wanted to lean into it. Obviously, without K, we've had a certain look and dynamic, and I felt good in those shoes once upon a time, so I wanted to bring them back. I had some people, my family knows I'm real superstitious at times, and if I have a bad half, most of the time I might change shoes at halftime. But I didn't feel like I gave myself an opportunity to prove that it was the right call to bring those out of the garage, and it obviously worked out. So nice little flash from the past and moving on to the next round.
Last one, standing up left hand.
Tom Haberstroh, NBC Sports. Steph, before the game, the betting markets has you guys as a 7-point underdog.
We're not supposed to comment on that, are we?
You can now. After the game, LeBron James tweeted, "Never underestimate the heart of a champion." Dwayne Wade said, "Y'all better stop disrespecting Stephen Curry just because he's a team-first guy and is willing to sacrifice some moments doesn't mean he's still not a beast." Do you feel like going into this game you were underestimated or disrespected coming into this game?
I've heard a lot of noise this series for sure. I'll just leave it at that. And whether it's positive, negative, whatever the case is, like I know what I'm capable of, and it's bigger than me. So I don't get caught up in that. I don't need any extra motivation. I don't need to hear who I am as a player. I know that, and so my confidence never wavers in those type of moments. I obviously appreciate those words, and champions recognize champions and what it takes to win games like tonight and do what we've been able to do over these last 5 years. So hopefully more of that to come.